Bedford County Sports Talk Live. Hosted by David Thomas, Bill Anderson, and Kenny Parker. Brought to you by First Bank of Shelbyville and Kincaid Service Company at 400 Madison Street in Shelbyville. Let's talk some sports. Here are your hosts.
Good morning, everybody, and a nice cooler morning this morning. Welcome to Bedford County Sports Talk Live. I'm Bill Anderson. Alongside me, Mr. Coach Kenny Parker, and we've got some honored guests today, Coach.
Exactly.
We've got the Coach Evans and Coach Candy from Harris Middle School, and Coach Zeke here from Liberty, and we're going to talk junior high football. But right now, we're going to hear a quick word from our sponsors, and we'll be back and talk about what makes high school good, junior high. Because without a junior high program, you don't have a high school program.
Middle school.
Let's hear a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Company is a locally owned family business that has proudly served the Middle Tennessee area since 1934. We have a wide selection of furniture, appliances, electronics, and mattresses for every budget and design taste. We carry the brands that you know and trust, so you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for. Need financing? We have you covered. With our service department, you can rest assured that we will take care of you after the purchase. Visit our Shelbyville store at 400 Madison Street today.
At the 7th.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Bedford County Sports Talk Live. We're going to start with the Harris bunch. Guys, you've reloaded again, it looks like. You had your first game.
There's no
pressure. A big win.
There's no pressure on them. I mean, they've played in the championship game the last 3-4 years. So there's no pressure over there, guys. You got no pressure at all.
First game went pretty good, didn't it, Coach?
Second half did. First half was pretty tight. It was 22-20 at halftime, so I had to make some adjustments. But, yeah, we ended up winning. It was 44-26. Second half, defense stepped up a lot. Offense kept rolling. So, yeah, it was a pretty good game.
Question before you're saying that. How much scrimmaging do you get to do to lead up to your first game? Do you go out and scrimmage like we saw Shelbyville and Rockville scrimmage last night? Do you get to do any of that, or is it all in-house?
Well, we can do a few 7-on-7s here and there, but that's not pads. We got together with Coach Zeke and Liberty, and we had a scrimmage, a full pad scrimmage. We had one that was July 27th, and that's about all we get as far as full contact.
So that's probably, this is Parkerism, that's probably why you saw some of what you saw the first half.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, that goes along with it. We, like he said, we rebuilt. The thing is, 3/4 of our team has never played football for a real team. Everybody's played backyard football, but as far as being part of a structured team, 3/4 of our team's never done it. So we had our work cut out for us. We had to. They didn't have bad habits, from any other coaching or anything like that, but they were raw. We've got talent, we've got speed, we've got size, but they just don't have experience.
So your first week of practice was basically here's how you put your helmet on. Here's how you do your shoulder pads. Here's how you
lot of that. Yes, sir.
This is what we got to do before we even walk out on the field.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we had to adjust a lot of helmets first day. We gave out helmets, and then we heard a lot of, "My head hurts, Coach. You've got a helmet on. You're not used to wearing that. It's going to happen."
Well, let's start with quarterback.
Yes,
right
sir.
Off the top. Sounds like you got a pretty doggone good one.
Yes, sir. Sion Rucker, he started last year for us as a 7th grader. He played for us as a 6th grader. Of course, we had Bobo, as starting.
Another pretty good one.
Yes, sir. Yes, we've been pretty blessed. But Sion, he learned the system as a 6th grader, and he was a starter as a 7th grader, and he's back as an 8th grader, and he is a phenomenal athlete. He's a phenomenal teammate. We've got a quarterback that transferred in, Hudson Oaks, and he's going to be a really good quarterback. He's great for where he is right now.
What's his age?
He's in 7th grade.
Okay.
And he's learning the system. He's really smart. He's picking up on it really quick. We're toying with possibly having both of them on the field at some times. we're truly blessed at quarterback right now. Son is a fantastic athlete. He's got a good arm. He's going to be a weapon for us this year.
Go to the backfield with what you got, and then widen out.
All right, so at running back, it's running back by committee. We've got Jaden Rippey right now. He's an 8th grader. We've got a lot of 8th graders. So next year we're going to be rebuilding again. But I like to say we're going to reload, not rebuild.
That's the word.
But we've got Jaden Rippey at running back. We've got Tyrone Everett. He's a 7th grader, and he is a monster. He's about 6'1", maybe, probably he's over 200 pounds. Kids don't like to see him come up with the ball. There were times during our last game, he carried about half of the Spring Hill team with him and then stepped over another kid that bounced off of him. He is a monster. And then
we're 7th grade.
Yes, sir. Yeah. He started life as a lineman, and then somebody thought it would be better to put him at running back last year, and we agreed with him. So we're going to keep him there.
Good.
And so we've got a couple running backs that we're going to sprinkle in there after that. But as far as running backs go, they're the main two, and then we can kind of sprinkle in a couple after that. Tight end, we've got another kid that's never played before. We got an 8th grader and a 7th grader, and they get the majority of the snaps. The 8th grader, he's been injured. He had a fractured pinky back in April, just got cleared on August 1st.
What's his name?
His name is Connor Foltz. So he's excited to be practicing with us because he hadn't even been able to put on a helmet. So he's going through acclimation. He'll be ready for our next game against Tullahoma. And then the 7th grader, he's never played football before, and he's a homeschool kid, Zeb Wilson, and he's been getting a lot of reps. He had to learn a lot on the fly. He's been under a lot of stress, but he's handled it really well, and he's picked up a lot. So whichever one is starting, it doesn't really matter. There's a 1A and a 1B. They're both going to rotate so much. Starting really doesn't matter. But they're both going to do a fine job for us.
Sounds like going to be a lot of coaching this year because, one thing I heard quite a bit, never played football before.
Yeah, a lot of
played football before.
Oh, yes, sir.
So coaching slow, boom, there we go.
Yes, sir. Well, spring practice, we started with install. And then, we can't have the upcoming 6th graders because they're still in 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So come June, when we start again, start with install all over again. So all the new guys that didn't quite get it the first time, they get it again. All the brand new guys never got it before, they get it. So it's a process, and it's slower than what normal coaches want to go, but you got to understand your team, and you got to go with what they're able to do. If you go too fast, they're not going to pick it up anyway.
You got to start that foundation fundamentals.
Coach, wide receiver, what are we looking at?
Well, at our slot receiver, we got Lucas Tyndall, and he's phenomenal. He's going to be scary. He's going to hurt a lot of people. And he's a great receiver, great blocker. We motion him into the backfield like a fullback, and he leads for the running backs a lot. He's a great kid, great player. He plays 100 miles an hour all the time. He doesn't know how to slow down. And with all these new guys, they don't know about full contact most of the time, and we have to tell them that they're your teammates, they're your brothers. We don't want to kill those guys. Wait till game night. But he's our starting H receiver, and he's going to get the majority of the reps there. We've got a couple of other guys we'll put in. Jordan Kepler's another one. He's in 8th grade. He's got the most experience at H other than Tyndall. Wide receivers, we've got a lot of people that we're going to be rotating in. We've got Ethan Hendricks. We've got Carrionte Allen. We call him Tay. Well, call him Tater. We've got Eric Mueller. Emmanuel Nunez, he just got cleared, so he's got to go through all the acclimation, but he's going to be a big help for us. He was already penciled in as a starter because he got lots of reps last year as a 7th grader. So as an 8th grader, we just slid him into starting, and then he broke his foot, so we had to wait for him to heal up. He just got cleared, like I said, so he's got to go through acclimation. We're looking to get him back at Lewisburg the week after Tullahoma.
Now, he's a skill guy. I'm a lineman.
Yes, sir.
Let's hear about them guys.
All right.
Because they don't never get any prep.
Oh, they're going to get a lot of praise this year. I'll let Coach Blake handle this. We only have 9 on the entire team. 9. That's it. 7 of them are 8th graders. But we're going to let Coach Blake talk about them because he's the line coach.
There you go.
So at center, we got Lennon Martin. He's a 3-year player for us. He played as a 6th grader. At left guard, we got Adrian Silva, 1st-year player, 8th grader, catching on pretty quick, big guy. Well, that's one thing I can say. This is probably one of the biggest offensive lines I've ever coached. as far as being in youth ball and middle school. This is probably all around the biggest line I've ever.
So they're going to look good getting off the bus.
Oh yeah. When you get off the bus and Cannon County looks at you at the 7-on-7 at Liberty, say, "Oh my gosh, y'all are big." That's saying something when Cannon County says you're big.
Right.
They got lots of size too.
Yeah. And then we got Jaden Everett at left tackle, which is our
Running back's brother.
our running back's brother. He's an 8th grader.
Size runs in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", and can and moving. He's good.
We pull him on a tunnel screen, let him go block a cornerback.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
And then at right guard, we got Lane Kennedy, which he's been in the system, played for 3, and was manager when this staff first got put together. He was our manager at the time. So, and he's my son, and he watches just as much film as me. And you can ask Coach Evans. There's times at practice he's correcting me because he's been in it so long and he studies the
So
game.
he is your son.
Yes, he is my son.
That's a tough spot
Yeah,
for
it's a
you.
tough
It is
spot.
tough.
That's a
'Cause I
tough-
bet you're harder on him than you are on the rest of them.
I try not.
You try not to be.
You know, everybody talks about daddy ball, and I mean, I guess I do play daddy ball, but I take it the other way. I'm harder on mine than I am anybody's.
I
Good.
lived that
Yeah,
same.
solid.
I lived through that same thing, and
But like I said, we're very blessed to have him. Like I said, because his head stays stuck in film, and he studies the game, and
Good.
he's pretty good. He's the one that makes all our blocking calls up front, all our check calls up front. So we're pretty good hands there. And then at right tackle, we have Nathan Parkinson, which is an 8th grader, first-year player. So he's catching on pretty
sounds
good.
good.
Talk about the backups.
And then our backups is we got Will Evans, plays guard and center, which is David's son. It's a 7th grader. And then we've got Victor Flores. He's going to be a guard. He's a 7th grader, 2-year player. And then we got Aiden Maxim, and he's an 8th grader, 1st-year player. And Landon Imes is 8th grader, 1st-year player.
Now, will most of your players have to play both sides?
Yes,
or-
sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Everybody has 2 positions at least, one offense, one defense, and then some guys we got to press into other service. So
Right.
like we've got a couple of guys they play inside linebacker, outside linebacker, and then we got some guys they've got to play nose guard, D tackle, which really isn't that much of a stretch. But then all the linemen on offense have to know all the lineman positions on offense because
There's
we're
a lot
so
of plug
thin.
and playing.
Yeah, we're so thin. If somebody sprains an ankle or just gets winded because we try to play fast, we've got to be able to get somebody in there quick. And sometimes it may be as simple as, hey, you go. And he's got to know. And he's got to get in there.
And we try to teach our linemen to play guard and tackle and make them
Right.
understand, right guard, left guard, same position, just
Well, when
different
you
directions.
do that, it helps them to understand the concept and
Well,
what,
I mean,
what you're trying to
yes,
do. A little
That
bit.
I mean, once you go to high school, and if there is a college level or whatever, they may not be recruiting you just as a guard, or they may not want you just as a tackle.
Sure.
So if you're more well-rounded, it just makes your window of opportunity a lot bigger.
Got
when
any
they get
kicking
older.
game? You have anybody specializing
we've
in
got-
kicking?
Jose Yonner, first-year football player,
There you go.
and we're teaching him how we want to kick.
Sure.
Of course, everybody sees the kickers in college and pro, put them through the end zone.
Right.
That's not our
That's
game.
not it.
We're not going to have that kind of leg
Well, you're not
because
going
they're
to
at
see
that
that in the
age.
pros anymore. But
Well, that's true. But the thing is, we don't need a thunderfoot kicker that can kick it that far. What I need is a directional kicker that can put it where I want
where
it
you want
every
it.
time. Because if we can keep it away from their athletes, kick it to a certain spot and drop it right in the empty spot, we got a good chance to go recover.
I
For
agree.
a prime example, Tuesday night,
Tuesday night.
opening kickoff,
good
kicked it.
speed.
Tuesday night, opening kickoff, kicked it straight to their dude, 65 yards to the house, opening kickoff of the game.
My last
their guy
words.
went.
Yeah, first football game a lot of these kids has played in real life, and then they get shell shot by a 65-yard touchdown return because we kicked it in the wrong spot.
And
My
that's
last
something
words: don't kick it to number 1. So what's he do? Kicks it right down the hash. It bounces. Number 1 catches it, goes across the field, goes for a touchdown.
I'm done on the headset. I've done dropped my head, shaking my head. I was like, of all guys.
Do you work on long snapping much?
A little bit, yes, sir. Lane Kennedy, when he was in 5th grade as a manager, I taught him how to long snap. And we had an 8th grader snapping at the time. He was having a rough day. And I said, it's so easy. Just do what I'm telling you. And then I said, Lane, come here. So Lane did it as a 5th grader, showed up an 8th grader in practice one day. So from then on, I was like, I think we're going to be in good hands from now on.
Good.
Now he's an 8th grader. So now I got to find somebody else.
You got to be starting that now.
But yes, sir, he's taken to that very well. and we haven't had any issues in any kind of game.
All right, let's move to defense.
What?
Yes.
I thought he just named them, but go ahead.
Defensive backs, we've got a plethora of defensive backs. We're going to rotate a bunch of them in. Some people say if you've got multiple defensive back or multiple people at a position, you don't have one person at a position. That's true. The thing is, nobody has exactly stepped up to just be the dominant player, but we do have enough talent that we can rotate in, and we're not stepping down too far. But Sion Rucker's our strong safety. Hudson Oaks is our free safety. They're the ones that coordinate everybody, all the coverages and stuff. We call the coverage from the sideline, and they're calling out who's got who. If they line up in twins, trips, whatever. They're organizing that. A cornerback, Emmanuel Nunez, when he comes back, he's probably going to slide back in and start. And right now we've got Eric Mueller, who got 2 picks last week. It's going to be hard to get him out of there. And then we've got Mari Sims, we've got Masai Dorsey, we've got a bunch of people that can rotate in. And we've got some young guys that they're fighting for position too, because like I said, we don't have a dominant player, but we've got some players that are pretty close on the depth chart. So even the young guys, if they keep practicing hard and showing us that they need to be in there, we'll find ways to get them in there.
Those names sound like speed to me. Sounds like you've got some pretty good speed.
Yes, sir. Yeah. The good thing about speed is either you've got it or you're chasing it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're chasing it, but we've got quite a bit that we've got it. Number one, like I said, he took it for a touchdown. We were chasing that. But the rest of the night, we bottled him up. We put Sion on him, said, wherever he goes, you go. He didn't have a single catch all night. And then, so those are our defensive backs. At linebacker, we've got Jaden Rippey and Carriante Allen at dog, the weak side outside backer. We've got Zeb Wilson at will. We also put in Jordan Kepler at will. And then whenever Connor Foltz gets back and he's eligible to based off of acclimation, he's going to go to will. He's also going to work some at Sam. Tyrone Everett, the big running back, he plays Sam. Lucas Tyndall is going to be the Mike linebacker. So like I said, we like to play fast. We like to play aggressive, and we run a lot of sprints so we can be in shape. But still, when a kid gets tired, you got to rotate somebody in.
Rotate them.
And by running the sprints that we do, getting them in shape like we do, and having the kind of depth that we were afraid we weren't going to have, that allows us to sub people in. And
we never like say injuries are good, but we stayed beat up through the summer and the spring, and it made us made us learn that we got depth.
Yeah, and
we found the depth we didn't think we had.
Exactly.
Right.
I was making a comment about that last night at Sheffield scrimmage. You know what your ones are to see what your twos are, because sometime or another they're going to have to be a one.
That's what we tell them.
And that's what
you're one play away from going in.
Everybody says next man up. It's easy to say next man up, but if the next man don't know what he's doing, you had next man up.
Well, one of our favorite sayings now that we've just implemented this year: if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
That's right.
So and that's the way we teach it now.
Now, y'all said something that I didn't know before the game. Before we started this, your games are on Tuesday night instead of Thursday nights.
Yes, sir. 3 years ago, when we first started, we played Thursday nights, and when the conference realigned, a team dropped out. There was some stuff like that. Plus, there was a referee shortage, so a lot of the athletic directors, they had been used to going Tuesday nights before they played Thursday in our conference, and they said, just let's go back to Tuesday night. We won't have any kind of problem with getting refs. So we started playing Tuesday nights. I personally prefer Thursday nights. I would much rather play Thursday nights because our schedule, the way that we wanted things, worked a lot better with Thursday. With Tuesday, we're uploading film, breaking down film, putting award stickers on helmets. Sometimes we don't get out of the field house until 2 a.m. So, and then we've got to go back to our regular job. I go back to teaching, and he's got a job also. We've got to be there early in the morning, whether we're tired or not.
Let's talk about this Tuesday. There's something big fixing to happen up at school this week. Let's talk about that.
Right.
What's this Tuesday?
Come on.
It's officially Tullahoma week.
Yeah.
And what are we doing for Tullahoma week?
Well, we for most of you that know now, we got new uniforms. We was very blessed. We had a big time donor step up and bought us 3 brand new sets of uniforms in the off season. So we're going all blue Tuesday night, and we're calling for a blue out for Tullahoma because we know how big the Shelbyville Tullahoma deal is.
What time's kickoff?
6:30.
6:30. Everybody needs to get out and come see.
And that will be at the nest at Shelbyville.
And wear blue.
Yes.
And wear you blue.
Wear you blue.
Royal blue.
Yes, sir.
That means I can't wear this.
No. Well,
Okay.
we might
Hey,
let
gotta
you
believe
get
it.
away with
If you
bro.
wore that, you'd be like a highlighter out there.
it.
Let's take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Coach Zeke, and we're going to talk about Liberty.
Right on.
Let's take a break and hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
This company is a locally owned family business that has proudly served the Middle Tennessee area since 1934. We have a wide selection of furniture, appliances, electronics, and mattresses for every budget and design taste. We carry the brands that you know and trust, so you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for. Need financing? We have you covered. With our service department, you can rest assured that we will take care of you after the purchase. Visit our Shelbyville store at 400 Madison Street today.
Welcome back, everybody, to Bedford County Sports Talk Live. And now we're going to talk about Liberty. Coach Zeke.
Yeah, aloha, everybody. Aloha. Yeah.
Let's start with your quarterback.
Yeah. Before we even start with that, we're trying to develop a culture at Liberty. And so before we get into the semantics of our football program from Hawaii, we're big on family. And so we call family in Hawaiian ohana. And so we don't do one knees in our program. We do ohana circle. We see eye to eye. Every place, when we see eye to eye, we see everybody at a commonality that we need one another and that we can do more together than we can do apart from one another. And so family, the Hawaiian culture has been really implemented into our Liberty culture. So we have plays that are Hawaiian names. We have, and so we're developing all of that. We're developing vision. Our mission statement is that we're developing student athletes and life skills to the game of football. That is our mission statement. And then the motto for that is called "We Greater Than Me," right? What do we have to do, right, to submit to our own wills and our own needs to betterment everyone else? And so we're developing that culture. Coaches don't last at Liberty a long time. And so this is my fourth season, second year as a head coach here, but majority of my experience has been high school and college, coaching at the college level and the high school level in Hawaii. And so coming down to the middle school, and now I'm the president of the youth league as well, has been a beautiful transition, but with a lot of challenges. But I tell everybody every time, if you're going to do great things, you got to be okay with doing hard things, right? Nothing great doing is never easy to do. So we're developing that, and our team is very small in number, right? We're very young in age and experience, very similar to Harris, just on a smaller scale. But nevertheless, what drives our culture is we greater than me. So I would always shout, we, everybody say greater than me. We greater. It's all on our shirts. It's all on our apparel. It's on our fence, right? That's family. That's ohana. And ohana in Hawaiian literally means to share life together, right? The word oha, that word ha in it is breath, right? And so we're teaching people that now we may have different melanin tone skin colors. We may have different cultures. We may have different social class, economic standing, theological beliefs, all this stuff, but we have something in common, right? We're ohana. We're family. And I believe that will take a few years to develop before we see the first championship team of Liberty. And I believe in my faith in Christ and that in a few years, Liberty will have their first championship ever in the conference that we are in right now. I believe that with all my heart. I'm a father before I'm a coach. And so the way I love these players is as a daddy. The way God loves me as a heavenly father, that's the way I love I call them my babies. I call every one of them, what's up, baby? When I'm walking up, I'm the interim music teacher right now at Liberty as well. So when I walk in the halls, you hear, Coach Z, what's up, baby? How are you, bro? Aloha. Everybody say aloha. Like just building a culture of family, right? I'm over the rivalry concept. I've got my state championship rings. You can see it in my, all my accolades I got as a player and as a coach from Hawaii. But what I desire for people who's being bullied to come join the football team and be family. At the end of the teacher who's cynical because of the lack of funds or the lack of culture or the lack of support, come be a part of the football, be a team mom, be a whatever. My desire more than football is that we're preparing our community for life. And that's why our mission statement is clear, right? We exist, right, to develop student athletes and life skills to the game of football, right? And we know less than 1% goes to the NFL. More than that goes to college. And so there must be a cultural identity before there is a championship experience. Anything, and I know that as a coach at a high school level, We went to the last 3 state championships before COVID. We won 2 of those state championships. Right, we're the inner city of on the off island where no professional football players come from. Like we made history back home in Hawaii, and I saw that because of our Hawaiian values. And so it's so cool to watch Southern people, right, from Liberty school to accept my culture, accept baby, allow me to be exclusive. And when we first came, everybody, my boys are all Hawaiian. They Kaimana, Kainalu, Kainakoa. It's hard names to pronounce, right?
Right.
In the Southern, but my wife's from Shelbyville, and we met 22 years ago at a church plant in Las Vegas where I became a believer in Christ in Sin City, Las Vegas. And my life has been changed, bro, forever. I was an ex-juvenile, I grew up in the church, all this stuff, but I found out that family has a lot to do with my success. And sometimes it wasn't really my immediate family as much as it was those that God just gave to me. And I'm also I'm also youth pastor at First Baptist Church here, and I've been pastoring for 22 years in different forms, and just have a great desire to see children, right, have good, credible character, competency, right, competitiveness, spirits, right, and commitment, right. Those are our 4 core values at Liberty, and we drive that. And so before I talk anything about our football team, I want to talk about our culture. I know what it means to lose games. I know what it means to win games, and at the highest level, I know what it means to say my nephew plays at the Oregon Ducks on a full ride scholarship. He's going to be running back this year, right? And so I know how to see players succeed. But if all they do is succeed in sports and not in life, then I've not done my job as a mentor, as a pastor, as a coach, as a daddy. And so my hopes is that whoever's watching will see that more than football, even all of us, our desire is to see children develop to be credible citizens of our society. If not, then sports is in vain. But thank God we can use sports as a platform to see our communities be better, one children at a time, one parent at a time, one family at a time. And I think Ohana is the key. We're family. 3 different brothers from 3 different areas, right? But I love him. I love that. And I know they love me. They check on me. I check on them, right? We're different colors. Although blue and gold is my high school color from Hawaii, but I wanted to make sure that everybody knows there's a culture before there is a championship experience. And I want what they have.
Well, Coach, before we get into the football team, let's talk about the relationship that you've got at Liberty with Harris and how you all train together, work together, and for a common goal. Talk about that a little bit.
2 seasons ago, when Billy Barnett resigned from the head football coach position at Liberty, I was asked to step in. And I didn't want to, but I stepped in. But I was like, man, I need to hang out with the best people, the ones that knows how to win and the ones that are connected as a feeder program, basically. And so I got connected with Central High School. Coach Judge Dryden, what a blessing, a mentor and a brother to me. And I got connected with my 2 brothers right here. You know what I'm saying? And they've really just stuck like glue to me. And we just keep in contact. It's more than football. We pray for each other. Yeah, we ask, what's going on? We vent to one another about parent experiences, all the stuff that coaches do. We talk about semantics, schemes, concepts, precepts. We talk about all that stuff. But more than that, right, one of the greatest things I've learned in coaching football is not rivalry as much as collaboration. And so collaboration has been the key with them, learning from them and hopefully gaining some for me and all that has been such a great platform to develop even me as a person and as a coach, right? And so, truly, when I say we are brothers, I say brother because I'm from the islands, right? Mm-hmm. We are brothers. We are truly brothers, right? There's no animosity. Even we scrimmage against each other. This is the twice in a year because we know we're better together than apart from one another. It helps them. It helps us, right? And all this stuff. So I think, I don't know if you guys will say anything else, but that's my connection with them and my love relationship with them that, man, above everything else, more than football, man, we're Ohana, we're family. So let's work on. So they feed my boys, many times. They provide buses when we went to Memphis, Tennessee or West Tennessee last year. Yes. They do. They support us so much because we're a smaller program, right? And all that. So they really, Amy Carmichael, a missionary to India in the 1800s says, one can give without loving, but one can't truly love without giving. And that's what these 2 brothers have been for our program and all that. So, and they come to my football games too. I'm going to join them on Tuesday night and, I'm going to wear all my blue, you know what I'm saying? And and their boys, and that's just really good. Their boys know me as Coach Zeke, right? There's been a relationship with the boys that we did weight training together the last couple of years, this year. And we couldn't find rides this year, so we wasn't able. So Liberty is Liberty is slowly growing and getting better because of this relationship right here. Guaranteed. That's what
I can tell you're a proud dad. Tell us about your babies. What you got planned for you? Quarterback. Go through some of your babies.
Yeah, so I came from a pro. Yeah. So Tobin Hathcock is a 7th grader, and I get emotional because, man, he was truly on fire on Wednesday. Our offensive line is struggling with protection semantics and what needs to happen and all. But Tobin Hathcock, man, got an arm, is wise, and all this. 7th grade, he played middle school for us as a backup last year, and he got hurt in his first game. The horse show break kind of hurts us because we still play on the horse show break, and so we had 13 players last year, and that's the game that took us out of the championship. I wanted to say Liberty was 1 game away from the championship the last 2 years. Yeah, so we're growing and all that in our winning opportunity, and also Tobin Hathcock is our quarterback and our receivers. We have all new receivers. They're soccer players, basketball players, and baseball players, and I think it's because the culture we created. They're first-year players. You have Brett Them. His brother is Jackson Them, number 45 for Central High School. And all that. Brett Them is our ex-receiver. Our H-receiver is great. Gabe Reyna. All of them are small, short. Like when I say small, they're under 130 pounds, under 5'4", right? And all that. Our wide receiver is Lucas Brewington, probably our biggest kid. Our Z receiver is J.D. Ziegler, barely 5 foot, I think, But that boy is Speedy Gonzalez, right? That jet sweep, he'll run you over or run around you and all that. So our running back, we have Caden Mosley, right? And his father, Coach Mosley, coaches at Webb and all that. So he's a new, all of them first-year players on the middle school level. Tobin 2-year, and our line, the line changes every week. We probably have more linemen than them, but it changes depending on the competency. But they're all new. But the one that stands out the most is our 2 captains, Austin Gunn. He's at center. He's our 2nd-year starter at center, and then Easton Brown, who's our 2nd-year starter at left tackle. Everyone else is underclassmen, very young team. And the same people that I just shared also plays defense. So even our quarterback, we got to put our quarterback defense. He plays on corner and all that. So, and then we have a lot of extra young guys. We have a few more guys we got from open house, but they're going to be in a 2-week acclimation period right now and all that. But those are the names that stand out. Very small program. But also what is beautiful is the youth program that we're developing now that by God's grace, I've took over the youth program this year, and we have a great board and great parents. And so just developing a culture of football is not by chance. It's strategic. And so we're going through that. We have it all laid out every day, what plans are going to look like. And, that is where our babies, that's
Coach,
where they are.
Talk to us a little bit about that youth league, how important that is for football, getting kids to want to play football at a very young age.
First off, numbers are down, right, in this generation when it comes to football, whether that's the softness of the culture, broken families, right? We can go through the data of that, right, demographics and all that. But at Liberty, in the youth area, this has been the best sign-up since my 4 years of being here.
I can tell why right now. I can feel the energy right now.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Play for you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, and so I have this. We have a small coaching staff, and that's strategic. And I'm just going to be transparent. We've had a lot of drama in the last few years, and it's drama that people don't know how to take care of conflicts and all this stuff. We talk about each other behind the back, but the Bible says, Matthew 18, you get one issue with one brother, you go directly to that brother, or talk to the other person to get to that other person, right? Sorry, I'm speaking broken English, my bad. But that's the reality, right? So I've been a very transparent coach. If you have an issue with me, if you have issues with anybody else, come talk to me. We're family. It's a good thing about Hawaii, and if anybody knows our culture, we scrap. We punch each other in the face. But guess what we do after that? We kiss each other on the cheek and we hug. That's Ohana. That's family, right? But trying to create a culture that is 100% transparency. We're transparent about our budget. We even tell a dollar number of what we're at in the youth program and where we're going. We tell them where all the so we want to be 100% transparent. At the same time, we want to preach grace to everybody. If we give you grace as a coaching staff, please give us grace. We're not professionals at this. We're all in the game of life. Nobody's professionals at the game of life. And so having this youth program has really helped us to gain more momentum. And now you have siblings joining each other, people that you've never thought would play football because of the issues of concussion, CTE, and all that stuff. Came to a practice and said, oh, yeah, they're teaching like ground up football. Like we're not just going Oklahoma drills on day one, right? We're going on a shield, on our knees, eyes to the thighs, right? Shoulder tackle, nearest shoulder, nearest knee, nearest toe, right? We were taught to put our helmet in front of the body. Now we're teaching the right ways of heads up football, helmet on the backside, squeezing. And so just simple things like that. We're teaching that from flag now. And, and just crazy, man, just what God is doing there in the program, the youth program. If we don't have a youth program, we don't have a middle school program. If we don't have a middle school program, we don't have a high school program. And if we don't have a high school program, we can't get our babies to the next level in college, right? And all that. So, and it's more than just football, right? Again, it's life. So youth football, right, is the key to every other level. Yeah, flag all the way up.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and wrap this thing up real quick. But I want to hear from our sponsors real quick. Kincaid
Service
Company right here in Shelbyville and First Bank. Brent Caddy and his staff stop by and see him. Coach, you like hauling stuff off?
Not particularly.
So you got.
I like telling my players to haul stuff off.
Well, you tell your players to.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
If you got appliance, they go to Kincaid's.
Yep.
And they'll haul the old one off.
Stuff
Get you a
is
brand
if
new.
you buy a new refrigerator, they're gonna haul old and off.
Can't beat it.
Can't beat
Speak
it.
from
All my
experience, they
appliances
sure
is
do.
from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Got a
Yeah.
washer and dryer from them. And
Yeah, all
the
my
field house. They
appliances,
delivered it to the field house, hooked it up, took the old one away.
There you go.
Can't beat it 'cause I don't even know where you take stuff anymore. But be sure and check with them. We're going to take a break. Come right back. We're going to wrap this thing up. We'll be right back.
Company is a locally owned family business that has proudly served the Middle Tennessee area since 1934. We have a wide selection of furniture, appliances, electronics, and mattresses for every budget and design taste. We carry the brands that you know and trust, so you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for. Need financing? We have you covered. With our service department, you can rest assured that we will take care of you after the purchase. Visit our Shelbyville store at 400 Madison Street today.
Welcome back, everybody. And it's been a really good show, coaches. We all appreciate it. But I think this county is so fortunate to have junior high coaches. And I think that's why you've seen the success at middle school, junior high school.
Intermediate.
Look, that's why we're having the success we're having at the high school level. Goes right back to that. And thank you guys for your time,
Thank you.
effort, and what y'all do.
Thank y'all for having us.
Harris, Tuesday night,
Blew out.
6:30, blew out against
Tullahoma.
Tullahoma.
Got to hit them.
Liberty is going to
Westwood,
Westwood in Manchester.
6:30.
6:30.
Kickoff.
Cascade and Webb are scrimmaging. I think it's at Cascade on Friday night. I'm not sure about the time. Shelbyville is
Warren County.
at Warren County Friday night. So,
I think community's last scrimmage. I don't think they scrimmage anymore. I think they were doing last night with PCA. So
okay, I think that's right.
I think that's right. I think
What he
you'll add
said,
to it.
yes. So, got a great opportunity to come out.
Yeah.
Watch you guys work. You got Tuesday night, you got Thursday night, you got Friday night.
Mhm.
Look to see you there.
It's
sometime.
Tullahoma, so it's a big week.
We got 3 nights a week planned right there.
That's
There
right.
you go. Yeah.
Every bit of it. Everybody, thank you all for supporting us. Thank you to Kincaid
Service,
Company,
David Thomas
and
behind
David
the
Thomas,
screen.
absolutely, and First Bank, Brent Kennedy, friend our sponsors. We couldn't do it without you guys, that's for sure. And I'll remind everybody, coming up in a couple of weeks, Coach Dryden's show will start up, and we'll have Coach Grooms' show. But Coach Dryden's show, we're going to do some different stuff this year. I won't tell you about it just yet, but we're going to do some pretty neat stuff this year. It's going to be a little bit different.
Be with us next week.
Next week, right here at 9 o'clock. We'll see everybody next week.